here we have Fox and Friends trying to find every angle here. Now, the reason why, I'll talk about this in a second, the reason why we actually have data as to what the value is for a situation like this Ebola crisis, if you want to really call it a crisis. I frankly don't think it's a crisis, but for in West Africa at this point. But here we have Fox and Friends trying to sort of just look at all the reasons why we haven't been able to, I don't know what, magically get rid of this or whatever it is. But, well, let's just play this. This is Steve Doocy and the Fox and Friends crew explaining why ultimately we don't have a Surgeon General.
We're talking to Dr. Samadi about that.
Dr. Samadi, earlier we interviewed him, and he was saying there's no medical reason why we're not banning flights. So the question is this a political reason or policy?
Except for all the medical reasons.
There's no medical reason. I don't even know what that means. I think what she means to say, there's no health reason why we're not banning flights. Now, that's debatable. Like we said, like you can't get NGO people in there if you ban flights. Even if it's charter flights, the cost is prohibitive. But, and then there's also sort of, I don't know that you would call these health reasons, but you're going to create a gray market in terms of people sneaking into the United States. So, but they found somebody there's no health reason or medical reason, but continue.
Politics getting involved, as usual for the White House. Well, the president, who doesn't like photo ops, does a photo op, meeting with top officials to discuss Ebola on the day after he played golf, as we saw this weekend, with no previously scheduled public events.
That's right.
Just to let her know, I don't think they did the segment on Rick Perry flying to Europe when the Ebola was in his state. But the golf, of course, there's a direct line. Every time you hit a golf ball, somebody gets Ebola.
I got to get out of here.
He had Sylvia Burwell, Susan Rice. He had Lisa Monaco there. And, of course, Tom Frieden was there via the telephone, all explaining how they're handling the crisis as it unfolds.
So if the CDC is talking about how they're going to rethink the way they address Ebola in this country, that is a little scary because keep in mind, for so long we've heard them say, we got it handled, we got it handled. Now, yesterday they said, we're rethinking the whole thing. One of the things they might do is when somebody comes out of a room with a patient with Ebola, they might spray them down with some sort of antiviral stuff. Let's also hope that at this point, given what we have now learned, they're rethinking those 4,000 troops that we're going to send to West Africa. By the way, there is the president yesterday at that 3 p.m. meeting at the White House. It was the only item on his public schedule. You would normally think that in something like this, the Surgeon General would be in charge, but right now, at this point, oddly, the United States of America does not have a Surgeon General. His nomination is tied up in politics.
Get Senator Bill Fritz. I think that he is the guy that seems most logical with the medical background and also knows how to lead a large body and work across.
Yeah. Just tied up in politics. What are those tying up in politics? It's just politics. It's just politics because Rand Paul put a hold on the nomination of Vivek Murthy to be the Surgeon General. And why? Well, of course, because he's not qualified as a doctor. No, that's not it. He's a doctor. He's extremely qualified. Experience in community-based care, communicating complex messages in straightforward. No. Oh, I know what it is. It's because he once said that guns kill people.
I'll give you the straight dope on this, Sam. One, the Constitution. And number two, Indians are sort of like the Jews of the other part of the world. My dad and I don't like them particularly either. And those are the two reasons that he's getting blocked. And this whole gun thing was a godsend because I was going to do it regardless.
There you have it.
When you come out and you say guns kill people, I mean, if you're going to set a landmine on yourself like that, I mean, please proceed, Vivek Lakshman or whatever.
Oh, God. Now, there's data. And,
you know black people used to be Republicans, Sam? Did you know that? I think a lot of black people don't know that because they're listening to rap music or something. But we should talk to them and reach out to them more.
Yes.
Maybe through hip-hop.
Definitely.
I like that.